So what we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about what HireUp is, what hiring looks like these days. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the platform that you'll have access to. And we're also going to talk about building a video resume, how to use your video resume, and we'll go through some career tips. I'm going to kick things off, I'm going to invite Tanya Ferlin to say a few words about why we're here today, what we're working on, and the Thinking Ahead Giving Back program. So go ahead, Tanya, when you have a moment.
Sure. Thanks so much, Caitlyn. My name is Tanya Ferlin. I'm the Senior Manager of Thinking Ahead Giving Back, TAGB, with Chartwells. We are your food service provider on campus. You may or may not have been on campus yet to experience the food service, but we hope that you will be able to do so someday soon. But in addition to being the food service provider on campus, we're committed to engaging with you and supporting you as students in other ways. And this is our Thinking Ahead Giving Back vision, focused on 3 different areas: food with purpose, continuous innovation, and community engagement. And you can see below we have 3 giving back goals as well, all addressing issues that you deal with on a daily basis, whether that's food security or your professional development, your personal development, and areas of social impact. So one thing that we've done is we've partnered with HireUp, which Caitlyn will be telling you more about, which was a collaboration bringing this to you with the Sheridan Student Union. So a huge thank you to the team at the Sheridan Student Union to bring this to you as a resource for you in your professional development. It's really cool. I won't get into it. I'll let Caitlyn walk you through and provide you with the tips on how to be successful in using the platform and getting those video resumes up. But we know that now more than ever, it's important to find different ways, especially in this virtual world, to present yourself to potential employers, to continue to grow your professional network, and to put your best foot forward when it comes to looking for those career opportunities and making those professional connections that will help you reach your professional goals. So really excited to be partnering with HireUp and Sheridan Student Union on this, and I will hand it back over to Caitlyn to tell you more about it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Tanya. And a special thank you to Chartwells again for partnering with us to help make this possible for students. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about what HireUp is, what hiring looks like these days. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the platform that you'll have access to. And we're also going to talk about building a video resume, how to use your video resume, and we'll go through some career tips. At the end of the session, we'll do a quick Q&A. So if you have any questions about either the platform, video resumes, looking for a job, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So to kick things off, our vision as a company is to empower students to share their stories with the world. So a little bit about how we got started. A couple of years ago, I was looking for work and I was getting a little bit frustrated because when you have a job, it's hard to look for a job simultaneously. So I wanted to be able to essentially tell my story and put myself out there and kind of tell people, you know, what I'm proud of, what I've worked on. I wanted to talk to them about my previous work experience, my education, and essentially have a way to kind of tell my story at scale. And so I started building this. And so since then, we've been picked up by Dragon's Den. Yeah, we've been in a couple magazines. We've been in Toronto Life magazine, and we've been fortunate enough to have a lot of different, news outlets pick up our story. And so to talk about the hiring process, it's pretty broken. It's pretty much a compromise for both sides of the table. So it's for the employers, it's a very expensive process. It's very time consuming. It's very inefficient. And for you as job seekers, I don't know, has anyone on this, has anyone looked for a job yet? I'm going to keep an eye on the chat here. But has anyone done a job hunt recently? Anyone, feel free to send me a message. It's pretty time consuming, right? So you go through job postings, you read the postings, you write cover letters. Sometimes you have to, clean up your resume, send them in. You have to make time for a phone screening. You have to be available for an in-person interview, and you have to kind of go through all these steps, and you might not even get the job. right? So I see Jerlyn mentioned, yes, so true. It's a very long process. So we wanted to kind of make things a little bit easier. So just moving along here. So HireUp's recruitment software that streamlines the screening process, and we use video and automation to do that. Right now, we're focused on client-facing jobs and sales and customer success to kick things off, but we will be opening it up to other types of jobs. We always want to hear from you. So if there's a job in particular you'd like to see, please let us know. Right now, the areas we have open are jobs in marketing, customer success, sales, and hospitality. So that's kind of what we're focused on right now. We'll be adding more jobs in other areas as we grow. Okay, so to kind of give you a sense of what it looks like for the employer side, they'll create a job post, they'll hit search, and they'll be able to see candidates that are a good fit. So I'm going to switch my screen over. I see some people are saying co-op for accounting or finance. So we actually just added in like a co-op piece. So we're going to be speaking with hopefully your careers. We're speaking with different career centers to kind of figure out how we can incorporate co-op into our platform and how we can facilitate those connections as well. I'm going to do a quick product demo. So just bear with me while I share my screen here. Let me just move this over. Okay, so please let me know if you can see my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you an example of a test account. Just bear with me here. Okay, so can everyone see a candidate named Julie Thompson? I hope so. So this is our test user. So this is just a test account. This is to kind of give you a sense of what you're going to have access to. So you can create a profile. You just have to go to hire-up.io. I'll put the link in the chat. But essentially what you'll have access to is this profile. So if you click to, so this is your dashboard, you'll be able to see if you've received any messages, if there's any job listings, if any recommended jobs are appropriate for you. You'll be able to visit your profile. So if you click on view profile, thank you, Tanya. If you click on view profile, this is where it gets interesting. So if you scroll down, there's a page there's a button here that says manage videos, and you'll be able to add videos introducing yourself. So there's a few different videos here. You can click on manage videos. We have instructional videos to help you out, but what you'll be able to do is answer a couple of standard interview questions. So, what can you bring to the team? What motivates you? Describe a problem you've solved. The most important the most important video you want to answer is tell me about yourself. Now, what we've done with this platform is you can record that video. And then once you've done so, when you click on share profile here, you'll be able to share that link. So let's see if I can do this here. I'm already signed in, so it might not redirect to it quite the way it should. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so when you share your profile link, okay, so this is a public link that we've created for you. You'll be able to share your tell me about yourself video. So you can do a few things with this. This is your page, right? So you can do whatever you want. You can add your tell me about yourself video. You can answer the work experience, education, any achievements you have. You can upload your resume, but this is essentially a place for you to kind of share your experience, your information, and also your tell me about yourself video. So this is a publicly available link. When you share this link, the people who receive it will only be able to see the tell me about yourself video. They will not be able to see the other answers to the questions until they've created a HireUp profile. Now, the reason we've done that is to protect you. So it's to protect your privacy. So only verified employers will be able to see the answers to the rest of the questions. What they will have access to is the tell me about yourself question. And so this is a great opportunity for you to get in front of employers. So you can share this on your resume, you can add it to your cover letter, you can share it on LinkedIn, you can post it wherever you'd like. But what's happening now is a lot of recruiters are asking people to send in videos of themselves, which is a little peculiar, right? So instead of you going on YouTube and putting a video on YouTube and leaving it unlisted, and then it's never discovered by any other employers, what we're doing here is giving you the ability to create a video resume, the ability to share it, and then the ability to be discovered by other employers once that's been created. The other thing I'll mention too is once you've done this, if an employer likes your profile, they can send you a message and you can respond to those messages on your own time. So you don't have to like miss class or like call in sick at your job if you already have a job. You can just receive questions from employers and answer those questions using video responses. So what we wanted to do here was give everyone like a lot of flexibility, a lot of freedom. So when you're looking for a job, it's being able to almost be in two places at once. So being able to interview on your terms, on your time. Okay, so I'm not sure, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. If anyone has any questions about the platform, please let me know. I'm going to go back to the presentation. Just give me a second here. I just want to make sure we're sharing the right thing again. Okay, so why is this important? Why are we doing this now? Well, we're adjusting to the new normal, right? So everyone, I guess, I'm sure we're doing this event remotely instead of in person. So things have been really shaken up. We're all adjusting to the new normal. And so a lot of employers are changing the way they hire. They are looking for ways to interview candidates remotely, safely, and at scale. For soft skills, 92% of companies say soft skills matter as much or more than hard skills. And videos are on the rise. So here it says 70% of millennial users watch YouTube to learn something more, but I'd say that everyone these days is probably, everyone's probably watching TikTok. So I'll have to take some time to kind of update the stat and get some more information on TikTok. I'm just gonna ask the chat, has everyone been using TikTok, I guess, more so than any other platform? If you guys want to tell me what the leading social media platform is in your mind right now, I'm happy to get your input. Okay, so what is a video resume? Oh, yeah, okay. So some people are talking about TikTok. Okay, so what is a video resume? If you actually do a search for video resume, you'll get 500, like you'll get so many results, but nobody seems to be using them or knows how to use them or what to do with them or where to put them, right? If you think about it, there isn't really a place where video resumes live, and HireUp is trying to be that place. So the best definition I could kind of stumble across was a video resume is a brief account of a job applicant's professional experience, qualifications, and interests submitted to a prospective employer in video form. So again, there's a lot of like videos about, making a video resume, but there isn't really a place to put them. So I'm going to talk to you quickly about some tips to kind of get you started. So the first thing you want to keep an eye on is your space. So I know we're all working from home. We're doing our best to kind of make our spaces, video appropriate as possible. Just keep an eye on your space, make sure like, you're well lit, make sure there, you don't have an empty pizza box in the background, that you don't have clothes laying around. Try to have a neutral background if you can. Just try to like remove the clutter. Try to make sure that you are in a quiet space as much as possible. I know some people are working from home or might have roommates or might have partners. Try to kind of do your best to be mindful of that and try to record your video resume in a quiet place or quiet time of day. Try to make sure your lighting's good as well. If you can get some natural light, that's always ideal. Okay, you want to be presentable. So that one's pretty simple. You want to make sure you're well dressed, you're showered, you've got a haircut, everything you need to do. It's pretty standard. The same for a job interview, right? You just want to be prepared and presentable. The next thing that's probably the most important thing that you want to do is practice. So this is going to sound very peculiar, but I would strongly recommend taking a couple minutes and practicing in front of the mirror. I would even do this like beyond a video resume. I would encourage people to do this on a regular basis. You'd be surprised by how much better your communication skills will get if you can actually just take a few minutes every day. I know it sounds crazy. Talk to yourself in front of the mirror. Introduce yourself, right? Get comfortable with that. That way, when you do it in front of the mirror, you can kind of see yourself. You can see, your facial expressions. You can see if you're making any strange motions. I'm still working on this, and this is kind of an ongoing project, and it will be for you as well. Like I used to like bob my head a lot when I was talking, and I've kind of gotten a little bit better, but it's good to kind of practice in front of the mirror. Let's continue here. There are a few things you can do as well. If this is something you're just getting used to, you can use bullet point notes. I wouldn't recommend writing out a script for a video resume. It's going to come off very like cold, but a couple bullet points of like what you want to make sure you want to cover. You can also stand in, like I said, stand in front of a mirror, practice. If you're brave enough, you can rehearse with a couple friends, invite them over, offer them some coffee, say you want to practice introducing yourself. They can give you some feedback. And of course, make a few test clips. So with HireUp, you can record as many times as you'd like. So don't be shy, you can delete them if they're not any good, but you can do a couple test clips and watch yourself back, see if there's any improvements, any adjustments you can make. Don't go, like I wouldn't spend 10 hours on it, watch it a couple times, do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. The point of this is like giving yourself the opportunity and employers the opportunity to get to know you. So it's only a 1-minute clip. If you don't want to record a minute, you can record 30 seconds if you'd like, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, like honestly, whatever you'd like to do. It's just more so that, employers can get to meet you right away and just kind of quickly assess your communication skills. Okay. Are there any questions so far? I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but please let me know if there's any questions. I'm going through this a little bit quickly, but what I'm hoping to do is towards the end, if we have a couple minutes, I'd love to hear some people introduce themselves. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to recommend is that you relax. So take a deep breath, take a couple minutes to just kind of chill out. If you need to listen to some music, if you need to put yourself in the right headspace, you can do that. Just relax. I am a little, excited about today's session. I should probably relax a little, but before recording your video, take a deep breath, prepare yourself. You want to come off as cool, calm, collected, and you want to make sure you're not rushing, that you're taking the time to cover all the points that you have written out for yourself. Okay. So like I said, listen to some music, loosen up, have some water, take a few deep breaths, try to prepare yourself for making a really, really strong video. And lastly, have fun. So there are many things that you can do for this video, but essentially this is your chance to talk about your experience and your education, right? So this is your chance to be the center of attention in this little video. You should talk about the things that you're proud of, the things that you're passionate about, and the things that you want to learn next, right? So this is essentially an elevator pitch to an employer on why they should hire you. You want to put your best foot forward. Quite frankly, this is kind of a little strange to mention, but I find that with social media, a lot of people will talk about like a number of things, their pets, their new outfits, their whatever, but there are very few opportunities for you to talk about the things that like you are proud of, right? The things that you have worked hard for, the things that you want to highlight and showcase in a professional capacity. So this is your opportunity to do that. You can create your video, talk about what you're most proud of, introduce yourself, and really kind of like almost sell yourself or sell an employer on why they should hire you. And again, you're the star of the show, so don't be afraid, be proud, be excited. This is about you, and this is your way of introducing yourself to the world. So, okay, so I think I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat here. So Pardeep just joined us. So Pardeep, just to kind of catch you up, we are talking about HireUp, a video resume platform where you can create a video resume, which you can share with employers. You've joined us just in time. We're actually just going to talk about how to go about making this video resume. So I know for a lot of people, I've talked about a lot, talking about being presentable, making sure your background is good, having some idea of what you're going to talk about. But to kind of make things a little bit easier, if everybody can take a minute or two, get a pen and paper. I have a little template on the screen. So this is kind of a good starting point, right? So of what you can kind of talk about. So you can say, my name is Caitlyn. I'm currently studying, well, I'm not studying anything right now, but I am currently the founder and CEO at HireUp, a video recruitment platform. I've previously worked at Top Hat and Wattpad, where I learned to work with remote teams. See, for me, it's a little bit different because I usually talk about HireUp and not so much about my previous work experience. But if you have not had a job before, you can maybe talk about some volunteer experience instead. You can talk about the skills you've learned. You can talk about, so here I am quality A, B, and C. I am hardworking. I am creative. I am, I pay excellent attention to detail, whatever you'd like to add here. And I look forward to working at a company that, cares about the environment, that works with people, where I can learn, and then you can insert something you'd like to learn. So this is just kind of like a loose idea of what you could mention in your video. It doesn't have to be exactly this. It can be whatever you'd like. We have some people who create videos that are very short and sweet. We have some people that really like delve into what they've done. So I had one person talking about how she, where she went to school, that she takes music class on the side, that she wants to be a music teacher part-time, that she, like she really went into kind of her hobbies and gave employers like a full picture of who she is. Like, do you need to do that? Not necessarily, but if you want to kind of talk about things you're interested in, by all means, like this is you introducing yourself. So whatever you think is best, you can do it however you'd like. This is your profile. This is, again, your chance to introduce yourself to employers. I would focus more so on skills and what you're looking for in your next role, but also like I wouldn't shy away from, projects you work on. If you have like, if you're into photography or any like hobbies or skills you might have. The other thing too is like the world is changing. So we don't actually like, you might, let's say, apply for a coffee shop and they might want to get their, social media up and running. It might be a good opportunity for them to like hire you and for you to kind of work on doing social media skills as well. So let's see. Yeah, so Tanya is just adding in here. And Tanya is, again, for those of you that are joining late, Tanya is from Chartwells, and Chartwells made this whole event possible, along with the help of the SSU. So yeah, for an employer, it's a great way to get a snapshot of who you are, concise and quality relevant info. Okay, so just a couple minutes. If everybody, again, wants to take a look at this and try to fill this out. With the employers like long descriptions or short and concise? Well, the video is only a minute long, right? So, I would imagine that since most of you are students, that you probably don't have like a ton of work experience, which is okay. I would for you, maybe short and concise. Again, it's only a minute. So if you have information that you think would be important to an employer, feel free to mention it. Right? So it depends like what your work history and what your work experience is like. If you have had like one job and you want to spend 20 seconds talking about that job, that's fine. If you've had 5 jobs, you probably, don't want to spend too much time talking about each of those jobs. It really depends on like your work history. But again, like you might have a lot of things that you're proud of. So like I can talk about my experience. I have a degree in French studies. I've done 3 certificate programs at U of T, one in strategic PR, one in marketing communications, one in social media and web writing. I am a certified interpreter. I've worked at Zello, which is the what should I be when I grow up test. I've worked at Wattpad, which is like one of the largest storytelling platforms in the world. I worked at Top Hat, which is best known for like creating textbooks and clickers for your classrooms. Like I have a lot of work experience. I've been working for a decade. So I probably couldn't fit that all into a minute, but if again, you're just a student, or you're a student just entering the workforce, you might not have as many things to kind of layer in. Okay, so again, I'm gonna move on here. So take a screenshot of this if you need to. We're gonna go ahead, and then at the end, I wouldn't mind if anyone's brave enough, I wouldn't mind hearing some introductions. Be really interested in getting to know you guys. Okay. So where to use your video resume. I touched on this briefly, but again, when you create your profile, this is going to generate a unique link for you. So you click on the share button, okay? And I can walk through this again if you want to, but you click on the share button and then that link is for you to use wherever you'd like. So you can add it to your resume, right? You can say, meet me and hyperlink, meet me or whatever in your resume. You can do it that way. You can add it to your cover letter. You can add it to a message you send an employer, wherever you'd like. Again, it's just a link to your like digital or virtual resume, let's call it, right? So you can use it wherever you'd like. Again, if I'm an employer and I get 100 resumes and one of them has like a little link where I can meet the person, like I think that should give you guys a bit of a leg up. Okay, so use it wherever you'd like. If anyone else has got any ideas of where to put this, like feel free to let me know. Okay. And then just a few general career tips. I've done this workshop a few times with different campuses. Like I've said, I've been working for quite a while now. I've worked for a number of large tech companies. And I can give you a few of my career tips and things I've learned from having worked at these companies. The best way to give yourself a head start as a student, in my opinion, is that if you are entering the workforce, you're getting your first job, you can go to, it might not be like your ideal job because you're a student or you're just coming out of university, or sorry, you're just coming out of college, so it's your first job. What I would recommend doing is you can go there and work 9 to 5, and you can not give it your best effort, or you can go there and you can try to knock it out of the park. Now, either way, you're likely going to be working those hours, so you can make the most of those hours, or you can kind of just let them pass you by. So if you are working a job, you can think of projects that might help the company, that would allow you to experiment with new skills. You can think of ideas to I guess like help add value to the business. The reason I'm saying that you should do this, or I encourage you to do this, is that think of it as like just adding to your resume, right? So if you worked at a company and you can turn around and say, yeah, I worked on this project which reduced, which eliminated 400 hours of additional labor, saving the company hundreds of thousands of dollars, like that's a huge thing to add to your resume. If you can say that, like I can personally say like, oh, I've done 2.7 million in sales at one of the jobs I've had. I can say that, I had 140%, I hit 140% of my quota, right? Like there are certain things that I can point to that are tied to metrics that kind of show that not only did I show up to work, not only did I do the work, but I exceeded the expectations of the job, right? So, help your employer as much as possible, obviously, but also think about like, what can I do at this place, like to enhance my resume and kind of build up my skill set and build my future, right? So that's like a good thing to look at. I would strongly recommend going to a lot of networking events, introducing yourself. Don't be afraid. Worst case scenario, like they'll just brush you off. But like I've gotten jobs by like walking up to VPs, walking up to execs, just literally pitching them on the spot. Hi, my name's Caitlyn. I have a background in sales and marketing. I love your company, da, 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 da. Like you can say whatever you'd like. And this is why I come back to practicing is really important, because you want to be able to, when those moments come up, if you are within 10 feet of a particular hiring manager, a particular exec, a particular CEO, whoever, you want to be able to confidently walk up to them, introduce yourself, tell them, like, get in their face almost, and tell them like who you are and what you feel you can do for the business or why you'd want to join their company, right? So again, like a lot of job fairs have been canceled. A lot of events have gone virtual. So you might not be able to do this like right away and in person, but what we are offering again is like being able to make your video resume, being able to send it, and, getting in front of the right people as quickly as possible. Any other career tips beyond that? I'd say those are the two big ones. The other one I'd say is be open to new opportunities. So you might be approached by different people to do like volunteer work, let's say. So like I personally have run an incubator with Startup Boost, which is affiliated with Techstars, and like that in itself has opened doors for me. So like be open to doing additional, like obviously I know there's a lot of like, oh, well, you should be paid for your work. Obviously, I'm not saying don't get paid for your work, but in the event that you are contacted for volunteer work or just like some exciting initiatives, like don't brush them off right away. Be open-minded, keep, see what you can do. See if you can help. Depends on the cause, depends if it's something you're passionate about. But like through that incubator, I have gotten to meet like other founders. I actually recruited someone for my team that worked on that project. And like I've made some really good friends. So just being open to different opportunities. So again, make the most of your work when you're there, network, and then be open to new opportunities that come your way. Okay, so I just want to see if there's any questions about the platform, anything I've talked about. I'd love to answer some questions, but I'd also be interested in hearing some introductions if anyone's brave enough. And I think anyone wants to do that, I'm happy to give feedback. And I'm sure your peers would also be happy to give feedback. So I'm not sure, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. If anyone has any questions, please do let me know. No. How many attendees do we have right now? Let me see. Okay, so we have a couple Okay, for the quality, do we pick up to 3? Yeah, you can pick up to 3. This is like I'll just go back. That template is just a loose template. So like you don't have to do 3, right? I just recommended 3 because I think it sounds nice, like I'm creative, hardworking, and I don't know, confidence, whatever you'd like to say. But yeah, 3 is a great number. If you want to add more, I just wouldn't go overboard. If you're sitting there listing like 100 qualities, like nobody is all things all the time, right? Okay, so we have a few people still working on it. That's okay. Honestly, like I know this is like a little bit intimidating. So it's okay. We don't have to. Oh, I think Jerlin's gonna give us a go. Okay, hold on. Let me unmute you 1 second. I think I don't know. Can you talk, or do I have to unmute
you?
Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to introduce myself. Like the question, tell me about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about yourself.
Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Jordan and I'm currently studying in the finance diploma program, and I have a 3.7 GPA, and I'm aspiring towards qualified associate financial planner certification. So I'm currently working at Sheridan College as a peer mentor part-time position, where I connect with other students one-on-one and give them advice and recommendations. And I also help in plan, support, and collaborate on campus-wide virtual events. Okay, that's it.
No, okay, so that was amazing. You just knocked it out of the park. So thank you first of all, thank you for being brave enough to do that. That's amazing. I think that I'll give you what I liked best about it. First of all, again, good job for like being brave enough to do that. Good for you. This is fantastic. You crushed it. So I like that at the beginning, you mentioned what you were studying. You also mentioned your GPA, which is excellent. I liked also that you mentioned that you were aspiring to, I can't remember what certification you said, but you said you were aspiring. Yeah. Okay, so you were aspiring. So this is where what I want to do next with my life, like what you were aspiring towards, right? It was just like very positive. Like you were smiling. It was great. So take all of that. It's, I'm glad you kind of loosely use the template here. I think for like a first attempt, like excellent first attempt. When you afterwards, like I'm gonna, so Tanya shared the link. So when you have a second, go create a profile. Do a couple practices, just practice rounds. Just make sure you're looking in the camera. I'm guilty of this. I'm working with a few monitors here, so I keep looking around. But when you record it, just look straight into the camera and just say what you said. You might have to practice a few times. You can put a little like post-it beside the camera if that's a little bit easier. But like that is fantastic. So imagine you're an employer, like Tanya is on this call from Chartwell. She's an employer. Imagine like receiving that versus like a piece of paper that just like says a bunch of stuff, but if I receive that, I would be excited. I would give you a call back. I would send you more interview questions. I would that was fantastic. So good job, Jerlin. That was phenomenal. You should be very proud of yourself for a first attempt. That was fantastic. Good job.
Thanks.
And again, this is like a safe space, guys. So like, please, if you want to give it a go, now is the time. I don't know if anyone else, yeah, good job, Jerlin. Anyone else want to give it a swing? I think we have a few other people. Anyone who will be, okay, I see, I don't know if Clint, Kaleem, Pardeep, who else do we have here? Guys, listen, the stakes are very low here. I'm like, my job is just to be here and like help you and hear what you have to say. If you're like, now is the time to practice. You needn't be afraid. If you stumble, that's okay. It's better to like stumble practicing here than like if you come within 10 feet of like the CEO of whatever company you love, like being able to introduce yourself at the drop of a hat is like such a fantastic skill and something that will help you so much. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have like gotten a job, gotten an interview, gotten a sale, been able to do all sorts of stuff just by being able to introduce myself in a clear, concise way. Okay. So I'm gonna give it another 30 seconds to see if anybody wants to take a stab at it. And if not, I'm going to like start wrapping up the session. Anybody? Oh, yes, Clint. Yes, Clint. I believe in you. Okay, so we'll give Clint another minute. So we're gonna hear another one. Yes, Clint, go for it. I believe in you. Also, like, this is your first attempt. You can go home and like work on it later, but like, yes, brave.
You can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I feel like I'm being forced.
That's okay. Don't be shy. It will help you in the future. I promise you.
I lost my notepad that had everything on it. Great. I just got a new update, Windows 11, and no idea how to operate it.
Yeah, I've been there. Zoom began an update right before I started this. It's like, oh gosh.
Oh my God, no, I'm stuck. Okay.
Yes.
I lost my writing, so I guess I'll just freehand this. My name is Clint. Do we say our last names and stuff? I missed
it's up
beginning.
to you.
It's up to us. Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Clint Pacheco. I'm currently studying at Sheridan College for Human Resource Management. I previously worked at the city of Brampton, where I learned to enhance and exercise my customer service skills. I'm very optimistic and I look forward to working at a company that allows me to further develop my customer relations skills I guess that's, yeah, sorry.
No,
I had the notepad okay. And it was somewhere.
That's okay. Honestly, Clint, first off, the fact that, again, that you're willing to like step out of your comfort zone and attempt this, like, good for you. That's already amazing. That's like 90% of the battle, 95% of the battle. Okay. So great job. Second off, like, even if you didn't have your notes, like, I can already sense that if I gave you like 10 more minutes to do this, it would improve by like 80%. So don't like write it out, be comfortable, be casual, like, don't worry about like using too fancy of a vocabulary, right? My name's Clint. I'm currently studying human resources at Sheridan. I'm really excited about being part of the program. I've previously worked at this, can't remember which said, but like, relax, take a deep breath, right? Use language that is like you're comfortable with. You don't have to like, don't worry about, I know resumes are often like very like wordy and very like you're trying to flex, like formal. Don't worry. Yeah, just be like casual, be like, you want to be able to relate to people, right? So that was an excellent first swing. I love it. And I, again, love that you like were brave enough to come and do it. So good for you. But yeah, honestly, you're gonna feel silly, but like later today or at some point throughout the week, every time when you're done brushing your teeth, like talk to yourself, introduce yourself, do it for like a week. You will be 10 times better by the end of that week. I promise you. But
okay. I'll try that today.
That was great. And that was strong. And again, I know it sounds silly, but like the more you practice this and then think of like, just visualize yourself in the future, going to an event and just walking up to that job that you want, the person at like a booth or whatever. Hi, I'm Clint. I have a background in this. Like, think how confident and how like on the ball you're going to sound, right? Same goes for Jillian. Both of you, like, you are going to impress the heck out of whichever employers you come across. I promise you. Just practice. So thank you for doing that, Clint. That was phenomenal. Okay, we'll do one more last call. If anybody wants to give it their best attempt. Again, like, we have 2 people that have stepped out of their comfort zone today. I'd love to see a third, maybe a fourth. I know somebody. Come on, Anam.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I would like to go next.
Yes. Okay. Tell me about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Anam Sohail and I'm currently studying at Sheridan College for my professional accounting certificate, which will allow me to earn my CPA in accounting. And I currently have a GPA of 3.87. I have previously worked in Dubai in a company where I was an accountant and I learned to manage accounts payable and accounts receivable and also prepared financial statements. I am a diligent, hardworking professional and I look forward to working at a company that values its clients where I can learn about financial management.
That was great. See, like you took the time to fill out the whole thing. And it, like, that is excellent. So this is like how much you can, if you just get a couple more minutes to just like focus on it. Yeah. So Clint's clapping. Well done. And you covered your education. You mentioned your GPA as well. You know, you covered like where you worked, what you care about, what you're looking for in a company. It's just like, it was all there. Right. So it was great. Just make sure, again, I know we're all on video right now and we're practicing. So like look into the camera, you know, relax a little bit. Smile, like keep it upbeat, and like that was fantastic. So a lot of the same, like I guess like feedback for the other ones, just like I don't even have that much feedback. That was fantastic. You guys are making me so happy. I love watching this. This is kind of the future that we're working towards, and what we want to build is like you being able to introduce yourself, talk about what you're working on, what you're working towards, and like who you want to work for, right? So telling your story. So I don't have a lot more to say. You filled out all the fields. Just again, loosen up, loosen up, look in the camera, smile, and then do a couple of rounds. You get 1 minute. So that was concise and it was clean and well done. And congratulations. That was excellent, ma'am. Good for you. And again, thank you for coming out of your comfort zone to give it a swing. That's fantastic. Okay, so we have 15 minutes left. I don't know if anyone, I'm going to do one last call out. I know we've got 3 people who stepped up to the plate. I don't know if Kaleem, Katie, Pardeep. Oh, we've got more. This is so exciting, guys. Okay.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Pardeep Singh, and I'm an international student and studying computer science technology, software development, and network engineering at Sheridan College. I have previously worked as a freelance graphic designer, and which really helped me to develop my creativity skills and to interact with different businesses from around the world. I've also worked as a sales associate, which really aided me in developing my communication skills and like work in high tense situations. Now I'm looking to work within IT organizations to develop my coding skills, and which would really help me to become better both personally and professionally.
Well done. Okay, is that it? You're good?
Yes, sir.
That was yeah, that was very good. That was great. Okay, so there was a lot of information in there. So I think you mentioned coding, you mentioned graphic design, you mentioned I can't remember what else you mentioned, but quite a different spread there. I would say feedback one, maybe the beginning was a little bit fast. You're probably nervous. So in the beginning, slow down a little bit. Towards the end, you were going like the right speed. So just slow down a little bit. You were doing a little bit of this. I do this too. So just don't worry. When you record your first one, you'll see it and you'll be like, I've been bobbing back and forth, right? So just make sure your camera's stable, look into it, slow down, relax a little bit. And then I would try to group when you mentioned graphic design, you mentioned a few different things, maybe try to group those all together. So if an employer is like watching this, it can be like, this person knows graphic design, this person can code, this person is going, like try to keep it together a little if you can. If not, that's okay too. But overall, like, again, like great job following this template. There's a lot of information there. I have like a good handle of like what you can bring to the table. So very good. And again, like, thank you for being brave and stepping up to the plate today. Like I can't describe how excited I am to see people doing this, because it takes a lot of like courage to practice and to like come onto video. I know everyone's like hiding behind their Zoom screens or whatever, but good job. Congratulations. Excellent. I see you smiling. Use that smile in your video. And I promise you, like, you will impress so many employers. So good job, Pardeep. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Everyone's doing it. Okay. Anyone else? I know there's like 1 or 2 people who have not done it on the event. I'm going to give them a last chance. Like, worst case scenario, you embarrass yourself in front of like 6 people, but like, really it's not even that. It's like the stakes are so low here today, people. So if you want to take a stab at it, I'm looking at you, Kaleem and Katie, not to put you on the spot, but right now my Zoom is only showing a few people before I zoom out or before I scroll. Oh, Pardeep, are you going to do it? Yes, no? No, maybe. I don't know. Okay. It's okay if you don't want to. I won't pressure you too much. Okay. Is there anyone else? Last call. Kaleem, Katie. I think I keep naming the same people. No, okay, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna close out the session. So everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Congratulations, Jerlyn, Anam, Clint, Pardeep, or sorry, not Pardeep. Where do we go here? Oh, we lost him. Okay. Thank you everyone for participating today. Good job. Again, go home, practice. Take the time to make these videos. Again, you can use them wherever you'd like. Clint, there will be more sessions. Again, the site is hire-up.io. I'm going to put it in the thing here again. Okay. But this is for you to go and create a video resume, share it. Again, let me see if I can open this right before we leave. Yeah, okay, so there's my screen. Again, make your videos, okay? Manage your videos, share. Very easy, okay? This is for you. This is your resource. This is something you have access to because of Sheridan Student Union. So thank you again to Sheridan Student Union for making this possible, and also for Chartwells for putting this partnership together. Again, this is a tool for you. Use it, take advantage of it. Record your videos, answer your interview questions, send them out to employers, get in front of them. And it is a competitive job market right now. This is going to give you such a leg up. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Again, thank you to everyone who participated. Good for you. Excellent. Tanya says thank you. And I look forward to seeing everyone at the next session, and practice, get your little blurbs ready, and we'll do it again next time. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks, Jillian. Thanks, Clint. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Anam. Bye.